Don't do this at home.
Hi guys, today we are smoking the Genesis the Project from Ramon Bueso. First time I came in contact with this cigar was when I picked up the Humidor Combo 451 from Cigars International. This was one of those sticks that came in there. I never did a full review on it, but just came in contact with it again and thought, hey, let's go ahead and check this thing out. Starts off with a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro wrapper, supposedly triple fermented in fact, a Honduran binder, and fillers from Nicaragua and Honduras. Very dark Maduro wrapper, you could probably call it an Oscuro. Extremely toothy and very oily, just a luscious looking wrapper on this thing. And a large double cap at the top. It's got a very pungent aroma off of this thing. It just reeks of aged tobacco. Touch of barnyard to it, touch of sweetness, just a good aged tobacco aroma. Feels pretty tight and even. Okay, let's get this thing cut. Totally messed up those double caps at the top. Hopefully it won't unravel on me. Hard to say whether that was my fault or the cigars. Oh well. The pre-light draw, just a touch on the loose side, and a very full flavored raisin pre-light draw. And let's get lit. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I don't even know what to say about the flavor in this cigar. It's medium to full body, plenty of smoke output, beautiful draw. The flavors are fairly complex. Very long finish. The end of the finish here is a bit of red pepper. On the draw, I'm not really even sure. It's a touch on the sweet side, and it's very complex, and I think there's a flavor in there that I'm not sure what it is. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna smoke it for a little bit here, and then hopefully when I come back with, I'll have something else better to say. Okay guys, I'm about 15 minutes in, and I have been focused entirely on trying to figure out what the cigar tastes like. It is very complex. Draw is still great. Burn and ash so far are going fantastic. You know, it's not perfectly straight, but a lot of that has to do with just how toothy this wrapper really is. Okay. On the draw, first thing that hits you is like a dark roasted coffee flavor, a sweet tobacco flavor. Then throughout the finish, there's that mild red pepper that I was talking about, but also, particularly on the retrohale, there's a bit of like pecan flavor. Another thing that I noticed, not every time, but every so often on the finish, there's a bit of a cooking spice, kind of like maybe like a pie spice type flavor in there as well. Completely separate from the red pepper. It's kind of an herbal cooking spice type flavor. I'm not kidding, that's how complex it is. There's all these different flavors packed into it, and it's really good. It's just kind of a lot to take in. And on top of that, I've only been smoking it for about 15 minutes, and I can already tell it's got a little bit of strength to it. So, here we go. About halfway into it, guys. Tons of smoke out of this thing. Kind of simplified up. I had a couple issues. I had to relight it. twice in fact. And I don't know if it's just because the cigar might be a little bit too moist, but I was keeping it in a humidor where I've got a pretty easy setting on it, so I don't think it, I don't know, maybe it just is. Anyways, a couple of relights, but the flavors have still been pretty good even with that. But like I say, simplified up, that sweet tobacco is still there, touch of earth and additional, and then that kind of pecan nut flavor is still very prominent. None of the spice or spices that I was talking about earlier. Like I said, just a lot simpler and still very tasty. And yeah, there is a good bit of strength to it. Tons of smoke. Alright guys, I'm done. Okay. First third. Very complex, lots of flavors. You heard me talk about them. There was coffee, there was sweet tobacco, there was red pepper. Shoot, what else was there? I can't even remember. You saw the video. Very complex, really good. Medium to full body, strength almost right off the bat. Second, third, simplifying of the flavors. Really a just kind of bringing forth of like that that sweet tobacco and a couple of those other flavors. Final third brought back a little bit of that pepper that was there in the first third. Actually, it's still on my tongue with the finish. And some nice earth and a little bit of leather, you know. Not as much of like the pecan nut that was in the second third and everything like that. Again, very simple. Well, simple comparative to the first third, it's extremely complex. I had a couple more relights. I don't know whether it was the cigar or whether it was just how it was kept. Could be my fault. Who knows? Maybe I thought my humidor was just about right for setting them in there right before they were going to smoke, but I don't know. So that was frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It was frustrating. I kept having to relight it. But even still with that, there was great construction, good draw all the way through, almost a perfect burn. Actually, I will say it was a perfect burn all the way down, even with the relights. And even with the relights, the flavors remain good. So, you know, a lot of times you get down there and you have to relight it and the flavors just aren't that great afterwards. They're kind of bitter. Didn't happen with this stick. The flavors were actually still very good all the way through. So, and then I think I mentioned earlier that it was about a medium to full body. And like I say, it did have some strength. The flavors were definitely, it's a full flavored cigar. There's lots of flavor in there. And then the strength I was expecting, because it hit so early on that by the time you got through the final third that it would be a little overwhelming. It actually wasn't. It was actually just kind of a decent amount of strength, just a little bit of buzz in the head, kind of throughout the whole cigar. Not overwhelming by any means. So not something to be afraid of. So really good cigar. I really enjoyed it, especially given the fact that this is one of those ones that I would consider kind of a budget stick. You know, it's really reasonably priced. When you look at it online, and you know, it's something that you can fill your humidor with and not really break the bank. So pretty happy with that stick. I'd say the proper place for this thing would be maybe after a good dinner with a piece of dark chocolate or two. You know, coffee would go well with it. A lot of those coffee flavors that were, especially the first and second thirds, would pair really well with it. That's about all I got for you with that stick. As always, you know, I'm going to tell you to check out Cigar Page, link in the description. Those guys are always throwing out good deals. They have like a daily deal, and then they have like a weekly deal. They're always throwing out 5-packs and 10-packs of really premium cigars for what I believe to be the lowest prices that are really out there. So, and I know I always say this, free shipping on every order. There's no minimum. Cigar Page, really love those guys. And yeah, that's about all I got for you guys. You know, I know I've only been doing really cigar reviews lately, just because I haven't had time to do kind of more of my fun videos where I'm doing crazy stuff. I'm going to try and get back into that now that hopefully my schedule's clearing up a little bit. My weekends are still just packed full. So thank you guys for continuing to watch. Hopefully I'll have some more fun stuff for you pretty soon here. Some more other reviews of some other products and stuff like that rather than just cigars. So I'll keep at it. Happy smoking, guys.